Look, if you plug in something, it should just work. Whatever the driver, whatever the nonsense, just make sure it works. There's no reason why I had to delay this podcast 30 minutes for a microphone.
Here's another late development, and this news keeps coming in.
Oh my goodness. We back in the building though.
I have to take a second.
You got a woosah? You need a woosah?
Eric, you want to do the intro?
Hey. To the Identity Booth. It's Heero and Eric. We're a little frustrated. We're a little heated. If we didn't have the AC so low, we'd be sweating right now because we was pretty hot over this audio issue. But we glad that you're chilling with us, that you're listening in, you're tuning in. We got some great topics for you for the show today. And after Heero has his woosah moment, we're going to jump right into the business.
Hi, guys. How are you? I want y'all to know there is no reason, like there's too much technology in this world. There's no reason we should be struggling to this extent.
Oh yeah.
To this extent to get two microphones work. But you get what you pay for. And I learned that the hard way today. But today, the day is when you guys are hearing, this is probably going to be the second month, February.
Yeah.
We're already in the Black History Month. That means we're going to have to record another topic of Black History Month, but I'm pretty sure we got enough Black history in our souls that we can talk about it freely. But this is going to be the second, and it's going to be definitely before Valentine's Day. So we'll say today is the February the 7th of 2018.
2018.
And we have a good show for you guys today. We're going to be talking about money because everybody loves money.
Got to talk about these coins.
You got to get your ducats up, man. Get your ducats in row and make sure you know what you're talking about. But before we talk about money, let's just peek into the future a little bit. This has been known as the booming economy.
Yes, it has.
It's been known and told of the trials and tribulations of the businessman is no more. Yeah. Donald Trump is the savior of all business. This is what has been alluded to. Don't disregard that other president. All right, guys. Hey, how you doing? I know what you're thinking. Like, what happened to the camera? The battery died because we were screwing around
for like an hour.
For an hour and forgot to plug it into the charger. Growing pains. Yeah. And we're going to clap sync again because we weren't recording clap sync. So 3, 2, 1. And we're all put together. But before we were rudely interrupted, we were talking about the economic growth that has come from the past president that we've kind of been riding the wave. Mm-hmm. Now, let's give credit where credit's due. Obama did survive an economic crash. That wasn't his own. It was not of his own volition. Granted, Congress did allow those companies to leave, but we saw the result of it, and he made changes and regulations to stop that. Well, let's give him credit for that.
I don't want to give him credit for that.
Okay, tell me why you don't want to give him credit for that.
Remember, first of all, the crash happened in 2007, and it was still during the Bush presidency.
He survived it.
Bush signed into law the bailouts. Obama walked into a trash bag situation.
Okay.
And one thing good about Obama, he's a basketball player, so he just made the assist. Yeah. Hey, I just need people on the squad who can get buckets.
Get buckets.
Jimmy and buckets. He did it. He did do that. And here's the thing I want to say, because everybody's talking about how so wonderful the economy is. Trump's first year, the Dow Jones and the S&P are up so much. And it was like the previous year, Obama's last year, it wasn't as high as Trump's first year. But that's not how we do statistical analysis, is it, Heero? We're supposed to compare first year to first year. Yeah. And if we compare first year to first year, Obama had about a 7% higher growth rate than Trump did.
Yeah, but remember, Fox News. That's the way we're.
Fox News is hit or miss. Fox News is a purple station now. If you haven't paid attention lately,
I can't see that. I see that in the aspects of different shows. I'm thinking of like Morning Joe and the people of that nature. I gotta edit that out. He didn't want to, unless you don't care.
Hey, at this point.
Okay, he doesn't care. Everybody, Eric drinks, but most people that don't know me, I don't drink. So
Heero doesn't drink, but you see, it's just a very tiny bottle.
Now we're gonna zoom in on that and make it look big, like he has a big cage. But
let me hold it in my hands so everybody can see how
you know I have the graphic capabilities of changing that.
Then my hand's gonna look massive.
I will crop you into it. But like, as far as money is concerned, there for sure. Whether you want to look at the economic status or how it's been or where it's going, right now America's in flux and we're enjoying the wave up.
Yeah.
So I'm here to tell you guys, me and Eric, this isn't just for disclosure. We're not here to give you guys advice. This is more education. We are not professionals in this. We do not advise you to do anything that we're doing. We advise you to take it upon yourself to hear what we have to say, take it as a form of education, go out and research it yourself, and then apply.
That's it.
That's all we want you to do. And the reason why we're talking about this, you have to remember, I'm not a flashy dude by no means. I've never been, never will be. But part of me, I have a responsibility to you all, to my viewers. Yep. Me and Eric, we both do. And that responsibility comes in the sense of economic literacy. Yeah. And I'm ashamed to say this, my economic literacy is not as profound as many of you might think. Like, I have basic skill sets. Eric will tell you, attest to this. He showed me this entry level stock marketing and basic information of that nature, and I was able to grasp onto it quickly. I'm here to tell you, you can too. So today, what we're going to be doing is basically setting up, I don't need this to record, so I can actually pull up that website on here. So we can do that now, because it's still recording, but I don't have anything. You guys see my YouTube page while we're watching and waiting. But as we're going into it, you guys innately know money is a big factor, and when this economic wave that we've been going through comes crashing down, it's going to be really important for you guys to be prepared for that. Yes. So let's talk about economic literacy.
So one thing people have to know is the bank is not your friend. I don't know all of our viewers or those who are listening to us. I don't know how you are with money, but us as black folks, you got to understand that you cannot just save money and leave it in the bank. You have to be, especially if you're 18 or 35, you need to be as aggressive as you possibly can. Why? Because you have another, if you're in your 30s, you have another 30 some odd years to work and save money. So this is the time you save a couple grand, you educate yourself, get around people who are wise financially, and you make smart investments. I'm not talking about your 401ks or your 403bs, because they're performing well right now. But the thing about that is, you put the money in, but you can lose all that money very, very quickly. Just ask people in 2001 and 2007. They lost. We had the tech bubble, and it crashed in 2001, and then we had the housing market crash in the middle of 2007 into the beginning of 2008. And so what you don't want to do is you don't want to do that. Now, what I will say, and you can look this up, this is public information. I'm not talking about going on any kind of CBS, Market Watch, or, anything like that. Don't listen to Jim Cramer on MSNBC.
Hey, he's funny, though.
He's funny. He's entertainment, but he's got those... Listen, that man ran a hedge fund for 10 years, was making a quarter on every dollar that was invested when he was doing it private. Now that he's public, he's getting paid to tell people to buy. What they call retail investors, not professional investors, to put their money into this stock or that stock. Why? Because it drives the stock price up. And then what do people do when the stock price goes up? They cash out their money, which makes the price go down. And then you lose money that way. That's not how smart people invest.
Exactly. And I think that's really important. And right now, you guys will be looking at my screen as I saw it. Eric, you can see this right from here. Yeah. So this is just a basic format. And like I said, my goal is to put 500 into this. In the future, we'll be in a better situation. Yeah. But like I said, this is an investment on my future. So just like, I'm going to go back to the homepage. Or is this something you...
Yeah, I was going to say, let's go to
Go ahead.
Let's hit this interactive chart here. Yeah. I want to show you guys the S&P. That's the Standard & Poor's 500 index, and it's basically the top 500 index stocks and commodities in the United States. Now, what I like here is we can change this to a year. Where is month? Okay, well, no, it doesn't give you year, but it gives me month. All right, so if we zoom out, we go all the way back here to 81. I mean, you look at this. It started off super low, and now it went way up, and it tanked, and it went way up to the same spot, and tanked again, slightly lower, and then since 2000, now you can literally see here, it's 2009.
So, and we're saying this is caveat. Let's look at the year differential. 97 to 2002. So it's about 5 years.
Yeah.
So 2009, 5 years, that's 14. It puts us right here. Nothing happened. 15, nothing happened. So now we're exponentially.
Yeah, so look at this. 2015, we came back down slightly, and then it's just been like a rocket for 2 years. And it hasn't been this high. Like, even looking at this, like, if you compare it to something like the Dow Jones, man, we have a lot of information on the Dow Jones. I mean, actually, this platform doesn't give us that much information. Straight now, I don't need that. So you see how high it was, and then it came down. So this is the stock market crash of 86, 87. You see, these people manipulate things, and ultimately we're the ones that get affected. And
so let's say, for example, my name's Heero, and I want to put $500 and start this. How do I even get an account?
All right,
let's start with the basics, right? Or is it something?
So the basics, it depends on what you're trading. So if you want to trade stocks, commodities, equities, there's several places you can go. There's E-Trade is like one of the biggest ones. They're actually one of the most respected. Thinkorswim is run by CBS Market Watch. They're actually very reliable. All of these come with fees, obviously. Then you have this right here. This is TradingView. It's a free charting platform, but there's brokers here, and see, like.
And what's a broker?
Okay, so brokers.
Because I'm playing Heero, and I'm completely there. So like I know what a broker is, but I'm asking the questions that you guys should be asking.
Yeah.
If like I said, I'm about to put $500 into this. And this is not like for a show or anything. This is legitimately me saying, here's $500, you're my viewers. I want you to see the consequences and the repercussions or the benefits and the awards that I can get based on these investments. Yeah. And if you like it, if you enjoyed what I did, you can then go back and recreate it yourself. Yes. If I make $2, I'm going to turn around and ask you, how much did you make? If you can't say 2, and I showed you, I mean, that's what we're all about here at the Identity Proof. We got to identify the ultimate route for you to take. So what's a broker?
A broker is like Walmart. We'll just use that because everybody understands that concept. Everybody should go grocery shopping. I try. Walmart. You go into Walmart. Walmart sells everything. Walmart has food. Walmart has clothes. So Walmart has toys. You can get your car fixed and your oil changed at Walmart. And so Walmart has a place where you can do financial transactions like cash your checks, send money to people. Okay, so the way the financial market is set up into different types of investment things. So if I come here and I try to add a symbol and I type in that, now you see up here it says all. So I have stocks, I have futures, I have Forex, I have CFDs, I have cryptocurrencies, and I have indexes. So there's so many things. So the CFDs are obviously commodities, but you have cryptocurrency and you have indexes, and the index would be like the Dow Jones or the S&P 500, the FTSE 100, the Nikkei 225 in Japan. These are like basic things.
And with this, that's one point. This is a J. I'm just texting back. But with this information right here, like I'm seeing Polish to zlotys and US to dollars. What does that mean?
So this is the Polish zloty, and this is US dollar. So this is Forex. That's what I trade. And it's Forex stands for foreign exchange, and it's basically trading one currency against another currency and speculating. I won't use the speculating is a fancy financial term for educated guess that one currency,
an educated hustle.
Yeah, one currency will become stronger than another currency over an extended period of time.
And for all intents and purposes, that is what stock marketing is all about. Educated guesses.
Educated guesses, and there are several ways to arrive at those guesses. There's something called technical analysis, which is using the patterns or places on the chart where price has been previously to predict that it may return there or may move away from there. That's all it is.
All right, and so basically, we're going to give a brash outline. So basically, I see this stock that I like. Mm-hmm. It's cheap right now. Mm-hmm. It's shown a tendency. So these are the steps that I've taken so far. And believe it or not, guys, there's a way you can demo all this. They'll give you $100,000
for free. For free, just to trade like foreign exchange stock.
So if you look here, this is my free, like my demo account. Mm-hmm. I got. They gave me $100,000 to play with. Mind you, I said 500, so cut that in half right there and put a 1, put a 5, and that's how you're gonna. So basically, I've done my research. I have my money. Mm-hmm. I got a broker.
Yeah.
And is getting broker expensive?
No, so the way the broker works is like Walmart. There's different things you can buy on Walmart. Mm-hmm. There's several of the same items at different prices. Okay. And it's your responsibility to research. It's like going to the bread aisle. Like I remember I explained this to you. It's like going to the bread aisle. There's several different kinds of bread, mm-hmm. but it's your responsibility, if you don't like something, to pick up the loaf of bread and flip over and read what's in it. Okay. That's essentially what you're doing. You're just doing that with different stocks or with different foreign currencies or with different commodities. Okay. That's all you're doing. So the brokers, depending on who you choose.
How do brokers get paid then?
Brokers get paid is by what's called a spread. Okay. And a spread is a price that people are willing to buy at versus a price that people are willing to sell at. And the broker puts in, a buffer, mm-hmm. let's say of 10 to 12 points. And that, depending on how much or how little you're trading, that could be 10 to 12 cents. It could be $10 to $12 or 100 to 120.
So let's use a point. So say for example, I wanted to give $10 to a stock. Okay. How much money would that broker make off of that?
It depends on how much the stock is worth. So let's just use even numbers. So there's a stock, it's worth 10 cents right now. Mm-hmm. You believe that it's going to go up. You want to invest $100. Okay. So generally, how stock brokers make their money, they make it on commission. So they charge you a transaction fee, basically. Okay. That's what they're doing.
So they basically they're being paid to get that stock from me. So I've just bought $10 worth of 10-cent stocks, right?
So you bought $100 worth of 10-cent stocks,
and that broker is going to charge a percentage of that.
Yeah, they're going to charge you a certain percentage fee per transaction.
And is it negotiable or
no? Whatever they say it is, it could be,
So if you don't like it, then you can just find someone else.
Find another broker.
Okay. So is it regulated? Is there can anyone say is there a place that says you can't charge more than 25%?
Oh yeah, it's regulated. There's the CFTC and the Federal Trade Commission. They regulate all this stuff. They do not play games.
And I remember this was something that came shocking to me. Anything you lose, you can write off.
Yes, you write off all your losses. So that's why you want to trade as a business. And I wouldn't say it as an LLC because an LLC is a pass-through entity, so you're liable for the taxes. You want to do it as a corporation. And incorporate your name. Yeah. Go down to Dallas County. Say, my name is Eric Michael Thomas. I will go down to Dallas County and get a DBA. It's Eric Michael Thomas Incorporated, mm-hmm. and then go file my paperwork for incorporation.
But that's more of like you're incorporating, trying to get established. But if you're just trying to do this for yourself,
doing this for yourself, I would definitely say
Because did you incorporate something that you?
Oh, I have a corporation.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I actually have a corporation.
So it would be easier to do a corporation.
The reason why, I mean, I had an attorney when I lived in Virginia. He set my corporation up in a day, charged me $700. You can go on LegalZoom and do this for about $350.
Okay.
Virginia was a bit different, and I wanted things structured a certain way. Plus, he had linked me in with a CPA who was helping me to get all the accurate designations that I needed. So, but people got to understand that this is a game, and you as an individual, if you any money you make in the market as an individual, the government is going to tax you at the highest rate possible, which is 28%, depending on which bracket you're in. I mean, if you're in a higher bracket, then the let's say middle class, just the average middle class person, you can get charged more than that. So when you're investing, any profits you make, you automatically need to set aside at least 25%.
To be taken from
just to be safe, just to expect that Uncle Sam's gonna take at least that from you.
And I feel like that's a very important thing, because if you are on the lower end of the wheel, because obviously, and for all of you guys that thought like this is a get rich quick scheme, it's not.
This is the long term.
This is long term goal. This is money you probably won't see till you're already established, and this money is just money you're putting on top of something else. Like we talked about it earlier about how having more than one paycheck is very important. YouTube decided to change the way they did things, so I decided to make a podcast and get on iTunes and hopefully get sponsors. So I'm writing letters out now, sending them out, and the more you like, the more you share, the more you rate, the better my chances are. But that doesn't mean like for you got a middle-aged job and you're getting taxed 13%, and you get into this, you set aside some money and you get into this. When you start making your returns, you're not going to get that much taken away from you. Furthermore, it's just more to put in your pocket for something else. Imagine being able to say that you're paying off your loans and you don't know how.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, so now we're at this point. I've made a corporation with my name. I'm going to Dallas County, and I made a corporation with my name. I put in $300. And on top of the $500, so let's keep in mind we're at $800 right now. This is $800. I have a broker, and I'm prepared to put $100 into something.
That's if the broker, it depends on what the minimum for the broker is. That's why I recommend people get in foreign exchange, because a lot of those brokers have a very minimal investment. And so let's say you're starting with a $100 trading account. You can trade basically every single point that the chart moves is worth a penny. Which for you is great, because that means you have so much room for error. You thinking you losing $1 is only 1% of your account. That's actually very good.
Yeah.
And so that's where you want to be. You don't want to be in the market risking any more than like 2 to 5% of your account. Okay,
so basically, and I did that on purpose by saying, I want to put 100 in. No. That's idiotic at best. Because, I mean, for a beginner, because you, like you just said, you only want to put 1% of risk. Remember, every time you make an educated guess, you're risking a certain amount. So if you had opportunity to spend 1% of your total account but make a 4% increase, would you do it? Yes.
Always. And that should be the goal.
Okay. So with that being said, don't go in there like a bull in a china shop.
Yes.
Be innately aware and be thorough with your research. So you talk about foreign exchange, but I also know people who are then immediately going to look at other stocks. Like immediately you look at things that you own in your house, like Apple, Logitech, HP, Dell. Why isn't it good to start off with these big companies first?
Because the cost of the stock is so high. So let's go look at Apple and see where the price is, and then people will understand why you don't want to get in there. See what comes up. Oop, nope.
You're in
because no one
you're in stock, you're in Forex. There she is.
That's AAPL. Okay, that was what is it? Alright, so let's look.
Oh my goodness.
We see where Apple started back here, way back in the 80s. And it's been a rocket. So we get here. I mean, it was almost worthless down here. And then we get up. And this is May of 2012. We hit this high. And then June of 2013.
And if you look into the right, you can see the price of the stock at the time.
Exactly.
So basically, my measly $100 wouldn't be even enough in 2014. And we're in 2018. What is it now?
$171.65. So you're factoring in that and the transaction fee, and that's just for one stock. It's just one. You're just purchasing one share of the stock. And what are you going to do with that? I mean, you've basically invested all your money. You've thrown all your money on one pony.
So, and I love this little thing up here because this thing told me so much. It'll tell you what you bought it at.
Yeah.
And then what you get to sell it at.
Yeah.
And that's how you make your money here. Mm-hmm. If I bought this at $10 and then sold it for this much, imagine if I had 30 of those. That's how you make money in the stock market.
Is the way.
So you wouldn't want to go out there and try and buy Versace or anything like that.
No.
But you would be more interested in. So the foreign exchange is very useful. So I guess we can go back to the foreign exchange. But I would also say, like, for people who want to like invest in, so say for example, and I'm not advising you do this. It's not recommended that you do this. I advise you to always look and get a better understanding of the notion and the method of the chart that will best suit you and your company. Yeah. But let's say I made an ETO into a company and I put stocks out there, like. These stocks would be like if somebody was interested in buying in an up and coming startup company. How would they do that? How do they search for that? How do they find people on here?
So I mean, there's plenty of penny stocks. I mean, there's websites that you can go to, and
because I really enjoyed this one. And this is the one I use the most.
Yeah,
and obviously everything's closed right now, so we can't go to the demo.
Yeah,
but our goal is for me to do a recording and show you guys how to do this in the future. But for now, like, so what would you recommend as a rookie coming in? I got 500 to my name. I've already spent 300. I'm kind of sweating. I'm like, Eric, man, like, when does this turn up for me? So what would you say?
I would definitely recommend people get into the foreign exchange market because most brokers, like the one you have a demo with, I believe their minimum is $250.
Okay.
There's one I have called Trader's Way. They're based out of South Africa. Their minimum is $25. I mean, so here's the thing: like, people don't understand. They think they need thousands of dollars to get into this, and you don't.
So, because basically, what you're telling me is, I can come here and give a penny up, give 1 penny up, and make 4 cents. But if I gave up 100 pennies, 4 cents, 400, right?
Yeah.
So it's all about what you're comfortable giving up, and like what you're. Not only are you comfortable giving up, but what do you want to gain from this? So I want to personally better understand the market. So I will go back to Forex real quick.
Yeah, we're this is gold versus the dollar.
Yeah. So look at how much gold is right now. You can buy gold at this much, but sell it for this. And this says something to me, and we can zoom in on this part right here.
And see, this is what we call the spread right here. That number, the difference between that price and that price is the spread, and that's how much the broker is gonna make when you click the order.
So this would say this is $94. Or what are you calling that? Or just a differential. Yeah. So he would be making about. He's making like 1 cent different, really.
Yeah, you know,
a dollar different, and that's how that broker would get paid. He would get paid that dollar differential. But imagine if you did this for 40 people.
And you think they're doing that for millions of people.
Exactly. Like, expand your horizon.
Yeah.
So red is always going to give you the insight about what's going down. So if, say, for example, you bought it, you would have traditionally would want to buy it somewhere down here where it was 700, even lower. Like, golly. Like, it starts out at 200, like, down here.
It's gold.
It's gold. So in your mind, this is, so like, like, let's say I'm from Nigeria.
Yeah.
The Naira. Where is it? Where do I find that? So I go here.
You type in the currency and see if you can find it.
Oh shit, Naira.
Let's go to Forex.
Oh yeah, we're on Forex stocks.
There's nothing.
Maybe Nigerian dollar doesn't exist. Let's see. What's the Naira in stock? Nigerian.
Currency. Symbol.
I don't know how to spell it. I don't know how to spell currency, but Google can. There it is.
Yeah, NAI.
Okay, I spelled it wrong. NAI. NAI.
There you go.
Yeah, we in there.
Versus the euro, versus the
Let's
dollar.
go look at the euro, because I'm going to Nigeria pretty soon.
So.
It's going up.
Yeah, versus the euro. I mean.
So what does this mean?
So this.
What happened here?
Probably was a political event, a news event. That's the only way stuff like that changes.
So basically, the Naira started out, dang, a little, yeah. It actually had more value back then, and then it dropped off again. Mm-hmm. So basically, now we're witnessing an explosion in the Naira. Is that what you're saying? No, explosion.
It's a weakness in the Naira because the euro is on the left hand side, and that's the base, what they call base currency, and that. Whenever the price is moving up, the base currency is getting stronger.
And what he's talking about is this, guys. The euro. You see the euro's on the left, so that means that's the one that's winning right now.
Yeah, that's the base currency. Yeah.
So if you were looking to make money in euro, you would be wanting to sell Naira. So basically, if you went, in other words, if this is the way the stock looks right now, if I went to Nigeria with euro and I gave them $1, I'd be making way more Naira.
Yes.
By comparisons.
Yeah.
But if I wanted to take my Naira to Europe, I would need hundreds of Naira just to make $1. Exactly. And I'll give you a rough estimate. In Nigeria in 2016, one American dollar is 120 Naira. 120 Naira can feed you for 3 days.
Wow.
Oh, no, probably not no more. But like back in 2016, like 120 Naira, 60, that's 4 meals. Like 3 meals, like you'd be good. 60, that's 2 meals, 120. So $3 is 3 square meals.
Wow.
2 square meals. But if you want to go 3, so let's take it up 160. So 160, $3, 160 each way. So $3, 160, 180. You're out of there. Like, you're good.
But that's the thing. You will always want to be exchanging your money where it's strong to somewhere where it's weak.
So basically so now that we have a frame of reference, because that's really great, because even to this extent, it didn't make sense till I gave that example to myself. So how would I now use my dollar? So where would I put my dollar in hopes that one day when I go there to pick it up, it's making more?
When we're talking about the market, you want to analyze all the currencies. So you want to know how strong the euro is. You want to know how strong the dollar is. So you can type in EUR, and yeah, that should be it. And you want the euro index. Where is it?
Japan, the yen.
I'm looking for the index because that's what's going to tell us what we need to know just about the euro. And we see all these things.
And euro is is that American? No.
No,
that's Europe. So USDA is America.
Yeah, USD.
But Eric is a traditionalist, so
yeah. Let me try USDX.
I just saw it. Go back one.
Yes. Special drawing right. First of all, and I'm not gonna get into that. But this special drawing right, that is IMF currency.
Gold.
The International Monetary Fund. So the way countries move money back and forth is they send their money to the International Monetary Fund, which then exchanges it to the currency for where it's going. So let's say America wants to buy, 100 metric tons of coal from China. They have to send the purchase price to the IMF, which then converts it to the Chinese yuan, and then gives the money to the Chinese government.
That sounds like a broker and a broker.
It is. IMF, the world's broker. And the IMF has a currency. The IMF controls all the world's money. So what this means for you is that if you can trade, if this is on the market to be traded and nobody really knows, that means people like you and I don't know that the IMF has its own currency. Why do we need other currencies in the world? This is the one place where everybody goes and exchanges their money, and they have their own currency now. So what does that mean?
If you own IMF currency, then you own the world's currency.
That's the first point. The second point is, where are we heading to if the IMF controls
elimination of all currency?
Exactly. So this is why you have to be in the that's why I always recommend people do Forex, because there's $5 trillion traded every day, and if you can follow the money, you know everything that's going on in the world. I don't care what Trump says. I don't care what the Prime Minister of freaking the UK says. I don't care what the President of China says. Wherever the money is, that's what's going on.
All right. And we about to get this money.
Always about the money.
So now, okay, so we've covered a lot of stuff today. I feel like we definitely have to get a day where we are both able to actually be in there so we can use the demo account, because the market opens and closes, guys. I didn't know that. I thought the money was just always going, but then people would die from like starvation and die from overworking, because this thing would just be going all the time. But the next goal is for us to surely put you guys in a situation where you can see me spending money. Pennies. And that's the goal. But for all intents and purposes, you know, we've covered how to get brief introduction, basic tools in use, how to get it. You guys will be seeing this the whole time. Like I said, we're not professionals by no means, but neither are you. And we're taking a chance to make y'all better, so you better appreciate this.
Yes. And I do like to give education again. So if you've been paying attention, and if you go to my Instagram @ThomasRFC Group, you can find me. Mm-hmm. And if you DM me, we can link up and talk about it.
Sure. Yeah, DM him, because I ain't gonna talk to you about money. But this is great so far. So we have an idea of where we're going. We can see everything right now. Is there? I really hate the fact that we can't get into the market, you know, because it's closed. Mm-hmm. But this is great information.
Oh yeah! Next time I'm bringing my laptop, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna link my laptop into the monitor, and we're gonna be able to. We'll set it up that way so that I can actually show you. I have some software that has a bunch of financial information back to the 70s, mm-hmm. and I can open up a chart and I can actually trade and show you how price moves, and we can actually kind of get into something. I'm not going to get too deep into it because that's going to cost you.
Oh, man. Eric's always... Yeah, see, I'm going to put mine out there. Like, I'm just be like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Yeah. But like I said, and me and Eric talked about this on the last podcast, I enjoy everyone winning. Eric is mostly concerned about us winning. Yeah. And I can't be mad at him for that, but that is the approaches of two different people. As much as we're talking about how much we're leading, I feel like this is a good time to segue out of it, because we've covered a lot. I've really enjoyed looking at this. But please, you guys, go to this website. This is free.
Tradingview.com.
Log on. All the information will be in the description below. Log in, check it out, get your account, so you're able to do these things. And for all intents and purposes, I mean, unless there's anything else you want to cover, I know you say you want to talk about the emotion thing.
Oh yeah, man. We kind of got started.
You want to do intro outro for that one, or add that one to the head of it? Cause
yeah, I think.
Or you want to just keep it in this podcast and add it to the end? Because, like, what are we at right now?
We're at 35 minutes.
Ooh, you calling it? You call it? Oh, wait. You can look at it on your phone. Never mind. All right, so you got 35 minutes, so you got 8 minutes you want to go into it. Because then I'll edit it back.
I don't know, maybe we should save that for another time. We can save it for another time, because I think that would be a deep conversation. That has to deal with a lot of personal experiences, and I feel like I don't want to jip it. I mean, we've talked enough about finances, and I feel like people need to hear about that. They need to have some people that look like us that are talking about
money. So you want to shoot the breeze? Shoot the. We gonna shoot the breeze for 8 minutes?
Hey, now I mean it could be here. I mean, we can keep talking about it. I definitely want to let people know that how important it is to be responsible with your money. Save to invest. You don't save for rainy days. If you have a rainy day fund, it should be for investing. You should have a goal. I'm not telling you you need to be dumping your money into this, even though I think it's probably one of the wisest things to do at the moment. Mm-hmm. Because
of what Baby Fingers Trump said, the economy is boomed. It's great.
It's huge. It's bigly.
Bigly. The wall.
Yeah. I mean, so, it's really, really important, especially if as colored folks, if we want to build ourselves an economy, we have to have money. And the thing is, I've learned over time, yes, we need to turn in on ourselves and fix some things internally, but this is the other people's game.
Yes, this is something I've learned. This is something I've learned after making money. They say money brings more trouble. No, stupid people with money bring trouble.
Yes,
money solves all my problems. If I've never seen a sad person on a Segway. I've never seen a crying, depressed person on a on a jet ski. I've never seen anyone I've never seen anybody who still has $1.3 million in their account after paying their bills. Sad. And if they are, it's because of their drugs.
Exactly.
So, I can't stress it enough, and I always feel like because my family, we've been comfortable, we've been blessed, to be honest, to be in the predicament that we are, and I was able to pay for my school and everything with physical and mental fortitude. So I've been fortunate. My brother, my sister, we've been blessed, Mm-hmm. I can't say that for everybody.
I know.
So once again, reach out there, and I'm taking the dive for you.
Yeah.
500 in, right? I've already signed off on it. Me and Eric, he's gonna keep my feet to the fire because that's the only thing. Oh, yeah. But I'm gonna be using both accounts, this demo account. This is absolutely free. This is a game, and this is something that's really important. I think that this is a game that our people would be great at.
Because we know how to hustle and flip money.
This is the adult version of what you do in a dice game for you.
Yeah.
It's the adult version. This is the adult version of Vegas. To be told that you can make money off of just someone else making money.
Yes.
Why not? And you owe it to yourself, and if not yourself, you owe it to your kids.
Yeah.
Because we're becoming the generation of nothingness.
Yeah.
And that sounds weird to you is because you are part of it. What did your parents leave you?
Nothing.
What did your parents get you?
Nothing.
What are you going to do for your kid?
Something.
Please.
If you listen to this, you're going to do something.
Please. Leave a legacy.
That's what it's about. That's all it's about. And as we get deeper and deeper, man, we're going to talk about really how to create generational wealth. I mean, when I lived in Virginia, I had a life insurance license, mm-hmm. So I was licensed to sell, and I can break all that down. How you start a legacy, that's going to have to be an episode by itself. We're talking about getting a trust, having life insurance, and all this stuff.
Something that can make you money when you're gone, royalties.
Exactly. Inventing something.
Yeah, make one comic book. If I make a comic book and that shit goes through the window and anybody buys it and it just plays, think of Tom and Jerry. Dude is not alive. He's not alive anymore.
He's still eating.
His family's still eating. The Paramount. There was a great story that came out the other day about the grandson of Paramount, which is the owner of Paramount Movies. Mm-hmm. He's interning at the lot.
Of course.
And it's just funny because it's like imagine some director yelling at this kid like, "Hey kid, what's wrong? You're 20 minutes late." And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Who is this kid?" "Oh, that's James Paramount's great grandson."
Buttholes get tight real quick.
My sphincter. But it's been a pleasure, guys. We're gonna dish it here because we did shoot the shit, and there you go. Yeah. So I appreciate you guys tuning in and checking us out. Sorry about the technical difficulties. You still can see us though. just wasn't with the camera. The it's not even that much nicer. Like this is some great quality. I feel like it's better than what. Go back to my first videos on Project Detail and learn something. Like this is quality, guys, and we're bringing it to you. But for all intents and purposes, if you want to catch up with us, you can probably by this time find us on Project_ETO, or you can find us on the new page, Identity Booth. Don't take that if you're hearing it now. We haven't set it up, so allow us to get set up.
Yeah, by the time you hear it, it'll be up.
Yeah, to check. We're gonna make sure Identity Booth for podcast, for Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Yeah. And if it's gonna be, we'll look it up real quick. Identity_Booth.
Hopefully, we can just find Identity Booth.
Use one word.
One word. Just find it.
Let's look right now. Before we. Because we're going to create it if it's on there right now.
Hey, right now.
Or we're creating it right now.
Awesome, man. But I'm so glad we got to talk about money, and we're going to make this a recurring theme to make time on almost every show to talk about money.
Somebody has it. _
That's breaking my heart.
_Booth has not been taken yet.
Okay, well,
all right,
that's
so,
all.
Let me log out and create that. Or wait, no, you want to control that? You control that. All right. So thanks, guys. It's gonna be Identity Booth _Booth, or you can find us at Project_ETO or Project ETO on Facebook. My name is Heero.
I'm Eric.
And this has been the Identity Booth. We appreciate you guys taking time out with us to enjoy this learning, education, and curve. And no matter what you're doing, no matter what feats you're trying to accomplish, remember you have to first identify with yourself and identify with the problem at hand. If you can't recognize the issue, you'll never move forward. And all you're trying to do is move forward.
Yeah.
It's been real.
Yeah.
I personally...